I'm Amber Benson, and I gotta say, Thursday night was pretty awesome. I hope you all got to see the La Vie Boheme extravaganza. That was amazing. Yeah, you guys know who we are because you're here, right? Yeah! I like that one very, very aggressive masculine voice out there.
When we first meet Tara, she's very sweet and she comes off as very simple, but not
like syrup,
way,
simple syrup.
Just like very straightforward. What you see is what you get, kind of thing. Was that a decision on your part, or what kind of direction did you get?
Well, it's interesting because I think when they originally envisioned the character, she was sort of like a woodland sprite. And I think Joss wanted her to look more like Allie, very thin and kind of perky and cute and adorable. And I came in and I am the opposite of that. And so I met with them, and then they wanted me to come right back that evening, and I had already left to go visit my dad up north in San Luis Obispo, and I was like, well, I can't, and I couldn't get back in time. I was like, it's just not going to happen. So they're like, well, if they don't find somebody else over the weekend, then maybe you'll come back on Monday and meet with them. And so they didn't, and I did, and I found out later that Marty Noxon was actually the reason I got the part. She was the fan and wanted to sort of change the vibe of Tara. So instead of woodland sprite, you get simple syrup.
Excellent. And Tom, Andrew is not the brightest bulb in the gang.
I beg to differ. He's an evil genius, so...
But your character went on to kind of grow more in the, than just evil genius kind of thing. And I wondered if you would talk a little bit about how... what that was like starting Andrew at point A and moving him through to where he ended.
I don't know. I just was, I was just had a lot of anxiety about, is he going to live past this episode? So there was no like, oh, let me see what the arc of this character will be. It was just sort of like panic, make panic choices, try not to get fired, hope people like me, laugh, do things funny. That was my approach.
Excellent approach. It worked very well.
Thank you.
Tell us about Much Ado About Nothing.
If your internet was broken for several months, and maybe you've not heard about it. But anyway, Joss made this movie at his house. Did it himself on a little break he had in between production wrap and editing of The Avengers, little movie called The Avengers. And anyway, so we did it, and it's in theaters now. I think it's still here playing in Portland?
Yeah. Cinema 21.
So please go see it if you haven't. And if you go back to wherever you are from, say Norway, there was someone earlier from Norway. She's like, we don't have it in Norway. I'm like, I apologize. Maybe you'll have to wait for the DVD. But check it out. It's really cool to have this independent movie be able to go nationwide now and be in all these, like it's even playing in my hometown in the tiny, what now is the Art House movie theater, like tiny, but when I was a child it was like, oh man, this is the biggest movie theater I've ever seen. 3 screens, it's amazing. So it's now playing in the theater where I saw them up at Stick Manhattan, which is a big moment for me, so it's come full circle.
That movie. My brother and I watched that movie over and over and over again.
So good.
So what was it like filming a movie in 12 days? I mean, movies
well,
usually...
we say 12 days, but it was 12 days spread out over a month, so there were some days off, and I only filmed on the weekends because all my stuff was with Nathan Fillion. Yeah. And he was filming Castle during the week, so we just did our parts on the weekends.
It's gotten to be pretty standard to make films in like 14 days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like wham bam, thank you ma'am, movie making.
Well, I think it gets. I mean, they get filmed quicker than you would film a TV episode. You know, you get to 2 takes, maybe 3 takes.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. So you have to get it right, and I think that was the most challenging for for the leads, for Amy Acker and Alexis Denisov, and the other people who are great in the movie, and they they had. When you rehearse a play, when you rehearse Shakespeare, you get several weeks to learn it and memorize it.
Right.
And I pick up the bottle here, that helps you remember this line. So they didn't have that, and they just had to show up fully memorized. So my hat is off to them.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare's hard.
It's hard stuff. And God, I was like, I had all of my 10 lines written on note cards, constantly trying to remember them. Could not keep them in my head. It was just Shakespeare. It's hard.
Yeah.
You got to know what you're doing for that.
And from what I understand, it kind of grew out of Shakespeare table reads that Joss used to have at his house. And
Did you go to some of those?
Yeah. The first one that they did was Much Ado.
Oh, okay, so you were there at the original.
I was there at the beginning.
Original one.
Saw the whole genesis of it. Mostly just devolved into drunken singing at the piano. You think I'm kidding?
That's just how most parties should end, in my opinion.
Agreed, 100%. A lot of singing.
Yeah, a lot of singing.
That's how the musical came about, I think.
Oh, really?
That Tony and I and a bunch of everyone would be singing at the end, and then all of a sudden we get this CD. We're doing a musical episode. Here's the CD that Joss and Kai had recorded, so you can hear your songs. But because Tony's you guys know Tony is an amazing singer. I think he took over from Tim Curry in the West End, right, on Rocky Horror. I did a Rocky Horror thing with him for VH1, and Tony showed up with his own kit. Fishnets, pumps. Yep, he brought it. It was awesome. He's got really great legs.
I'm just taking a moment with that image.
Oh, your legs, Tom. Let's see.
They're great. Yeah, is there a book called The Legs of the Last to Go? Who wrote that book?
It's like a Liza book.
It does sound like it's somebody like that. Who's on Grey's Anatomy? The mom of guy that got fired. Who was that? Anyone watch Grey's Anatomy? Have you been on Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah. I don't own a television.
Okay, I'm gonna think about it. It's somebody's autobiography, and it involves the phrase legs are the last to go or something. I apologize. I'm thinking out loud, and that's not good for Q&A.
Stream-o consciousness.
Yeah. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about Cabin in the Woods too, because that was very popular when it came out. It took a while for it to get out. So, what was that like when you finally got the word, hey, we're releasing it?
Well, yes, I was releasing it. In my office in my tall building at the Lionsgate Tower in Century City, Los Angeles. No, I didn't.
Tom also runs Kickstarter. Just
I do. And I'm the mayor of Portland. Sorry.
No.
That's
Kyle MacLachlan.
Slash Roseanne.
Charlie Hale.
No, I don't know who that is. Roseanne Barr.
It's on the TV. It's right.
You guys watch Portlandia? And has Portland embraced? Are they able to have a sense of humor about themselves?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is so much of it is you're watching it and you're going, yeah.
Like the farting patio at the Reese Vegan Raw restaurant? Yeah. Is that real?
Or the very first episode where they find out about their chicken. That's and the guy on the Mac with his bicycle. Yeah.
Love it. Sorry, what was I talking about? Cabin in the Woods. Farting patio, Cabin in the Woods. Two directly related thoughts. We made it. We filmed it 3 years ago up in Vancouver, Canada. And it then sat on the shelf because the movie, whoever, MGM had it and they went bankrupt or something. So then Lionsgate, when they saw it, because I don't think people knew what to do with it because it's an interesting combination of funny and scary and all these other things. So they really got it, and they also distributed Much Ado. So they're cool people over there, and they really understood the movie. And it's cool that it was such a hit. So thank you all hope you all, bought the DVD or something.
Tom will be signing it after.
Sure. Yes.
Amber, you are quite a prolific writer. And
I like Tom.
And I love the idea that you're looking at Death Incorporated, like the idea of this company that oversees death. And so I'm that seems a little dark though, so I'm kind of wondering, where does that come from?
I don't know. It comes from my unnatural fear of dying, I think, partly. I think most people have that, right?
Yeah, it's actually very natural.
We're all a little worried about what happens next, right? No, you're down for it? All right. I got this one. I got it. I know. I got it. No, I wanted to write about... It's so interesting to me that we live in a world where we have all these different religions, and they're always like, I'm the only one. No, I'm the only one. No, I'm. So I wanted to create an alternate world where they all could coexist together, and that what you believed in is where you ended up going, in heaven or hell-esque sort of proportions. So I created this world, this book series about a girl whose dad is death. Dad's run like a corporation. Her dad's the president and CEO. He gets kidnapped, and she has to come and run the company. So it's a little bit of a fish out of water story. I like to say if you took like American Gods and The Devil Wears Prada, you mushed them together, they had a weird baby. That's sort of what I write. So silly and fun and bizarre. With monsters.
I love that you write a book series, and I'm on Twitter oh man, should I press send on this one? It's so hard. Is this gonna be any good? I'm stuck on a tweet, and meanwhile you've written 3 books or something at the same time. I'm really mad at you right now, Amber.
No, I think it's, in this industry, if you're going to be a creative person, you have to sort of diversify. You have to do lots of different things. It's really difficult to make a living as just an actor. So you find other creative things that are fulfilling, that make you happy, that can help you pay your bills, and that's sort of what I do.
Well, I'm about to open an Etsy shop because I discovered the art of sewing last month. It's very relaxing, and I do it for no reason other than just to do it, and now I have bags. My closet is filling up.
Why did you bring them?
No, I don't.
Why did you bring your bags?
I just give them away to a friend. I got so crazy, I'm like, there's no Liza Minnelli print fabric. I know, I'll draw my own. And I got a Liza Minnelli bag that I just gave to my friend, and then it just kind of ends there. So I don't know, I'm thinking I might just need to get real Portland and crafty. And I just walked by a place called World of Crafty, or what's it called?
Crafty Wonderland.
Crafty Wonderland is a beautiful place. And it was closed, and it was my worst nightmare.
They do a giant show every year, but we also have a little tiny baby show here in Portland called Geek the Halls around Christmas. You would do great.
Okay, well, have a booth.
Yes.
It's a Liza bag.
Yeah.
Liza bag, and lanyards, and maybe a crocheted owl.
Yeah.
You can call your booth Great Legs and Liza Bag. See how I brought it back?
Round.
Shadow, never the sun on my face.
And it sounds like you're kind of like a musically talented person.
Turn the light on, I like it.
So I'm just curious, what's your main instrument, or what's your main thing that you've played, or whatever?
Oh, no, as a musician, what have I played?
Yeah.
Well, I was the drum major of the marching band, so I was the head nerd with the twirly stick that twirled around, and I was in charge, so everybody can take that. And I made my own hat because the other one didn't fit me, and I put a feather boa on it and wrapped it around, pinned up the side, hot glued a jewel on the side. That's how you do it. Crafty, wonderful thing. Okay. So I played the trumpet.
That's my main instrument, so.
We'll keep at it. Keep at it. Woo! And I play my dad's tuba sometimes, and I played piano sort of all at the same time. Not at the same time. I didn't play all the time. But growing up, I played the piano. My teeth got knocked out when I was little, so I had to stop the trumpet. And then in second grade.
Wait, how'd your teeth get knocked out?
Wait, that's.
I was playing at my cousin's house, and because I started playing trumpet in kindergarten, I think, and so then like first or second grade, they got knocked out. I'm like, you have to have an area to rest the trumpet on. So the piano
I
started.
thought you were so cute with no teeth.
I was pretty good. Yeah. Had a big head. Literally, not symbolically, like big noggin.
Thank you.
She's like, why did I?
Can of worms.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth. I'm from Portland. Yeah. My question for both of you is, how do you feel about the fact, I know most of us are here because of Buffy, how do you feel about being connected with that show and having such a strong fandom so long after the official show has ended?
I'm like, there we go. I'm really drunk right now. I'm kidding. It's interesting. I mean, and I'm sure it's going to be the same thing in even a greater scale for Harry Potter. I think it's so cool that these shows that involve fantasy and magic and otherworldly things that have such a long sort of afterlife to it. I mean, for me, it was my first big job, so it was just a really cool way to get to dive into, into Hollywood and experience all that for the first time. So I was really grateful, and it's amazing that you take each role you get builds you to the next one and takes you to a different thing, and so it's just interesting to see where I've ended up from that, and I'm always grateful to get to go and perform and have the fans from that world.
Well, I think we have like an amazing fan base.
It's shocking in that you all know how to scream at the same time like that. Is there like a con rehearsal you go to? Like the Olympics, we meet ahead of time and we practice.
Who's got the torch? No, I mean, we do. We have this amazing fan base that has been with us from the very beginning of Buffy, and it continues on. And it's filled with really bright, interesting people. Which is you're like, really, everybody's a rocket scientist? Everybody, does these amazing jobs and is really smart and cool and interesting. And it's just, it's really nice to know that the show was appreciated the way that it was. It's so smart, and the fact that you guys all get how smart the writing was, and that is what sort of brought you into the fold. We're so lucky to be a part of it.
I think it goes to show the intelligence level of the group of people that you are and the fans. I feel like you guys are ahead of the curve with everything. Buffy had their own message board thing before other. I mean, you guys, maybe you kind of invented the internet. I don't know. Maybe you did. I'm not saying, but you guys were doing sort of Twitter before Twitter was around. So, I don't think other shows had that. It's not like Friends had a Whedonverse.com or what was the old posting board? The Bronze.
The Bronze.
The Friends didn't have CentralPerk.com or anything. You guys were, maybe they did. I think they're just a savvy bunch.
What's up, Tom? Your favorite meme is the puberty thing, so I'm just going to say that you totally fit.
One of my favorite memes. There's so many cat memes.
You totally fit into it, though.
It's my favorite.
I'm just going to say that it works for you.
So was Matthew Lewis from Harry Potter, and it's puberty. You did it.
Well,
you
you
right.
succeeded, so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So my question is for both of you. When filming, your biggest screw up. What was it?
What was my biggest screw up? Screw up?
It doesn't have to be Buffy, just in general.
Being born.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
When filming.
if you watch the musical episode, I dance into a pole in the middle of the Emma and I are backing Sarah up. She's singing and we're dancing behind her, and Amber just turns around and walks right into a pole. And I thought nobody noticed it because no one said a word. I was like, yes, no one saw. I mean, I hit the thing and I have one of those, like, I meant to do that. And I'm watching the stupid episode and there it is. Amber walks right there for everyone to see. Yeah. Let's see, Amber.
I mean, I have so many screw-ups. I have a PDF of a list of buds I'm just constantly adding to, but I don't know. I have one. How about one from last week? How about that? I had an audition to be a host of a game show.
I thought you were going to say a plate of nachos.
What?
I thought you were going to say a plate of nachos.
No, that's what I'm saying. They keep happening. Like, I told the story this morning about I auditioned to play a plate of nachos. It didn't go well.
I bet you make a very sexy plate of nachos.
Very cheesy indeed. But I auditioned.
It's gonna lick you right up.
Here's my hotel card key. So yeah, I had to. So I practiced with the coach, the reading, the teleprompter thing on my iPad, and I got I could do the sort of fake version of me for the host thing, and then they're like, great, now you have to host the game. And so they quickly explained the game to me, and they gave me contestants, and they just kept giving me all this information, but no practice. And this was last week, and I broke out into crazy flop sweat, and was upper lip sweaty, and it was horrible. This isn't funny. It was mortifying, and I got out of they finally were like, yep, no, you're done, thank you. So that was a big screw up.
For Tom, then a question for Amber. So, Tom, one of my favorite lines of yours in the entire series is when you say, killing pigs is just so wrong and also hard. And I wanted to know if you would say that for me.
What is that?
That killing pigs is just so wrong, but also hard. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Killing pigs, what is, sorry, I can't, killing pigs is so wrong, but also hard.
Killing pigs is just so wrong.
Killing pigs is so wrong.
Hard. And also hard.
And also hard.
Do you remember that when you...
I'm sorry.
It's okay, you don't have to.
I don't want.
Okay.
People probably think I sit and watch myself on TV. Eating popcorn. It's like, oh, you're so beautiful, Tom. But I don't.
Okay.
So
You are so beautiful, Tom.
Thank you.
But then I guess, can I ask you, what is your favorite line of yours?
Oh boy.
Can I interject here for a second?
Sure.
It's not a favorite line, but I think my favorite story about the trio was that none of them knew how to play Dungeons and Dragons. And the writers had to come down and show them in the...
We're like, why does this dice have so many sides? I'll go with... I said something about a Vulcan instead of a...
Yeah, I think it was, we were talking about Faith had killed the volcanologist, and you were talking about, you thought it was
Yeah, so I'm just listing a line. I can't think of a favorite, so that's what you get. Something about a Vulcan.
Yeah, and I was originally going to ask Amber about, what was it like playing a lesbian relationship in television at a time when there wasn't a lot of that represented, but it was kind of answered in the last question. But if you have anything else to add, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like to be a trailblazer.
No, I mean, I mean, look at my bag, for God's sakes. God hates bags. I feel like it wasn't fair. We were living, 10 years ago, we were living in a time when, there was no marriage equality. There was no representation of specifically lesbian couples on television. And, I felt like it was really important. I felt like it was necessary. It needed to be done. And I feel like, us and the L word and all these shit. Yeah, we're sort of knocking at that glass window and saying, screw you guys, we exist and you're gonna write about us. And I think Allie felt this way too. That like we were just lucky to be able to walk in these characters' shoes and to open the door to all of this.
What did they say that it's important for art to envision what things could be like, and then oftentimes politics and
follows suit. Yeah.
Culture follows after that.
Yeah. Art imitating life, imitating art, that whole back. Yeah.
And marriages can resume immediately in California, right?
Actually, a couple got married as soon as they announced that. Yeah.
Yay! I was working in San Francisco the day it happened, so I took a ferry boat into the city. I was like, I'm here, San Francisco, and then I got lost on the subway. I came up on the ground, and people were then stumbling around because they were so drunk from all the celebrating. I'm like, well, this didn't go as planned, but I'm still happy.